The film starts a long time ago, at a chariot race in ancient Egypt, where a young contestant called Thut wins and celebrates, but one of his cartwheels pops out and he crashes. The following scene then shows a renowned archaeologist named Sylvester Carnaby presenting his discovery of the tomb of the Egyptian royalties. There he is disappointed to find the tomb empty, but he then learns from the cave writings about a secret doorway leading to a city of mummies under the earth. Sylvester then orders his two men to get the equipment, and they stumble upon a mysterious glowing beetle, which soon creeps into a hole in the tomb and emerges out into a different world, just outside the beautiful city of mummies. Following this, Thut, the charioteer, signs some autographs for his fans, and he tells them that he quit the races in order to give others a chance. His little brother, Sekhem, is a huge fan and wishes for his return, but Thut is unwilling to return to stardom, especially after that traumatizing crash he had in the previous race. Later that day, Thut bumps into a girl in the market who is actually a princess, but at home, she wishes to see more of the world beyond the mummy city. The princess is expected to succeed her father, the pharaoh, as their ruler, and the pharaoh plans to find her a suitor, though she doesn't like the idea of a phoenix bird deciding for her whom to marry. She also claims to be too young and has other priorities in life, but her father assures her that the goddess of love has someone handsome and exciting for her. Later, a glowing phoenix emerges during the ritual and goes out in search of a suitable husband for the princess, while the royals watch it. Meanwhile, as Thut's little brother Sekhem is playing, he throws out a boomerang which knocks down the bird, and it falls in their compound, so the king's guards take Thut to the palace, since it chose him. There, the princess is disappointed that it's the guy he bumped into in the market, and even more, he is an ex-charioteer. Thut is skeptical of the marriage plans, since they don't even know each other, but the priest claims if he goes against the goddess' wishes, they will cut out his tongue and pluck out his eyes, so he obliges. They then hand him a precious ring, which he is to safeguard until the day of the wedding, and the pharaoh lets the bride and groom get to know each other. Thut thinks it has been a huge mistake, and the princess claims he is not her type, and she advises him to back out. Later, the operator mechanically brings down the sun, and they usher in the night, while they also create a shooting star, and the two watch the beautiful scenes. Later, Thut goes to keep the wedding ring at a secure place, and takes with him his little brother and his pet croc to his secret trophy cabinet out in the desert, where he locks the engagement ring in a safe. Later, after they leave, archaeologist Sebastian steals the royal wedding ring, and they plant bombs to break out, and Thut hears the explosion. The princess watches the charioteer Thut as he runs back, and Thut finds his royal wedding ring missing and a hole in the wall, and they discover this could only be the work of the livings. Thut then heads through the passage to retrieve his ring from the livings, and his brother and Croc tag along. They then emerge on the other side of the living's world in the archaeologist Sebastian's campsite, and the three then sneak into a moving truck carrying the luggage, and they are put into a ship. There they are shocked to meet with Princess Nefer, who followed them after she thought they were running away. Later, the ship docks at a strange place, which they believe could be Rome, and they then sneak into Sylvester's truck as he is headed to the theaters for the Egyptian-themed presentation to meet his mother. At the museum, Thut and Princess Nefer are surprised to see the strange people dressed like Egyptians, looking exactly like themselves, and a producer even mistakes them as part of the cast. Princess Nefer then tries to retrieve the ring during the presentation, and afterwards a light is cast on her, revealing her real face as a mummy, which surprises the audience, but they applaud her brilliant performance. However, Sylvester recognizes the mummies and he follows them outside, but a guy named Ed from the audience who liked their performance welcomes them in his human chariot and drives off. Later, Ed introduces himself and reveals he really liked the Princess Nefer's voice and he would like her to sing for him one time. However, Thut stops the car since they have more pressing matters, and Ed hands the princess a card for which to find him since she doesn't use Facebook or Insta. Princess Nefer is sad by the lost chance since all her life she has wanted to sing and not be bound in the afterlife. Thut also wishes that bird never chose him, but Sekhem reveals that he accidentally knocked it down with a boomerang, and it did not technically choose Thut. This is really exciting news to the two, and they now have to hurry home to change their fate, but they discover the royal ring is a fake, so they have to start searching again. The mummies then find Ed, who offers them a place to sleep and shows them around his fancy musical house. Elsewhere, archaeologist Sylvester discovers that he now has a more valuable asset to chase, a living Egyptian princess mummy. The following day, Ed hands the mummies his credit card, and they head to the nearby mall to shop for outfits, and they return in time for Ed's live stream of Princess Nefer's singing performance. Princess Nefer delivers a thrilling performance on the rooftops with dozens of civilians watching, and the mysterious new girl shocks the globe with her performance, while Sylvester and his men are also super happy to know her location. That same night, the goons kidnap Princess Nefer and drive off in a van from the Carnaby Museum, and Thut goes after them alone. Princess Nefer is chained by the archaeologist Sylvester, who intends to add her to his museum showcase of ancient Egyptian artifacts. Later, Thut sneaks into the stadium in search of Princess Nefer and is surprised to see his stuff on display, but he also gets captured alongside Nefer. Ed, Sekhem, and Croc are tired of sitting at home, and they also decide to join the rescue mission. They manage to rescue Thut and Princess Nefer, and also take the ring with them. They escape in a van driven by Sekhem and Croc. Sylvester pursues the bunch through town, but the mummies escape the goons after they jump over a ramp and into a ship. When all is calm, it's time to go back to the afterlife, and Ed shows them a way to first get to Egypt by flight, but Princess Nefer is reluctant to part with the world where she enjoyed singing. However, she decides to go with her people, and they sneak in the luggage area of the plane headed to Egypt as they bid farewell to Ed. In the plane, Princess Nefer encourages Thut, who claims he is scared of speed after his chariot racing accident, and they are unaware that Sylvester and his men also boarded the same plane. Later, the mummies go through the passage inside the pyramids of Egypt, which leads them to a beautiful afterlife in the city of the mummies. There, Thut says goodbye to the princess as she heads into the castle and reunites with her father, while he heads home with his brother and Croc, but they still long for each other. A while later, archaeologist Sylvester and his men manage to infiltrate the city of the living mummies, and the guards warn the pharaoh. Lord Sylvester Carnaby then breaks into the pharaoh's chambers using a loader truck, and the princess soon enters to help her father. While signing autographs, Thut also learns about the invasion from Sylvester, and Sekhem encourages him to go and help the princess. Sylvester captures the pharaoh and is about to scoop the princess with the loader, but she is rescued by Thut, the charioteer, and they follow the escaping Sylvester in a chariot. Thut manages to free the pharaoh, but he is himself captured and they fall over a cliff, with Sylvester leaving Princess Nefer in dismay. However, Thut soon reappears after he held onto the rock during the fall, and the princess excitedly embraces him. The king then thanks Thut for rescuing him, and in turn he thanks them all, since the incident helped him to overcome his fears of racing and loving. Following this, Thut officially proposes to Princess Nefer, and she happily agrees, while Sekhem and Croc laugh at the turned tables. A while later, the high priest marries Thut and Princess Nefer, and during the ceremony, Princess Nefer once again gets the chance to sing, and the pharaoh admits the rhythm truly is catchy, and they could embrace the change, and the thrilling film comes to an end. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to our channel. I'll be back with another interesting movie recap. Until then, take care.